I ask no favor for my sex. All I ask of our brethren is that they take their feet off our necks.
And that little girl was me.
Can I buy a vinyl?
You know, can I buy a? You know.
And so when we're talking about facing challenges of people at high risk and targeted groups and minority population, it's trauma. So you got to think about what this person brings to the table. We're not always going to get it right. One thing that we as society don't want to appreciate anymore is apologizing. I apologize. I'm sorry. And so those words, I'm sorry, are so powerful. And so individuals don't expect everybody to get it right. But when you apologize and you're really listening to try to be better, then you do better. And
so well-versed and so phenomenal, whether you work on a register or you're in the C-suite, you have a skill set that's so needed that someone is willing to rent your time. They are leasing your time. Figure out your promise first, not your product. What is your promise?
Safely, when it's all said and done, the police is going to protect the state. And that is why the slaughter of Black bodies and Black people at the hands of the police is such an epidemic, because they are trained and they commit to a training of policing.
So my book is about my struggle, but how I overcame it. And to let Black women know, and just women of all colors. And I'm not going to just say that it's just for Black women, but Black women, we need this. It's okay to say, I'm not okay. It's okay to go get help. If you can't have a child, that means your vagina is no better or no worse than the next person. Okay? And
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, what is up? You have Dr. Matthews, who is the accountability specialist. I miss you guys.
Miss you.
Wendell King, the communication specialist. Then we got Dr. Johnson, the identity specialist. That's what I'm talking about. So yes, we are here and we are in the place to be, guys. And so, Wendell, who is our guest for tonight?
Well, our guest is a very, very special person. She is Stacey Thompson. I want her to tell us more about herself, but a brief who she is a firecracker that has given birth to baby firecrackers that I have had. Okay, and I have had the luxury of meeting them both. I judged one when she was in high school competing, and then I had the opportunity to coach her baby. So, and then she is the friend of our show, Nathan Maxey. So yeah, she's going to be, I think that this is going to be something great because what she has to share with us is something that everyone can benefit from. And I think that is the most important thing about her. So maybe we should just bring her in. And so we can just go on and get this popping.
Hi, Stacey.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. How everybody doing this evening?
We are
Great.
good.
That energy, yes. That
It's
energy.
open enrollment time, and I brought my energy with me. I'm doing my thing right now, so I'm loving it. I'm truly loving it. I'm working 7 days a week, but everything is all good because I'm loving what I'm doing.
Good. Okay, so you're talking about open enrollment. She ready, honey. She ready to give us all
But,
the
before we even get there, can we just talk about the beauty of this energy in this moment?
Yes.
Because this energy that you have in a time where so many people are looking for something to find joy in. They're searching for something to be happy about. But your energy just gave me this burst of energy. And I've been dealing with a lot of drama in the past 3 weeks. Work drama, work-related drama, family issues. And that energy that you have has just lifted me. And so I think I would love to sit in front of you.
It's infectious. That's
Yes.
what you want. You want positive, you want the whole positive vibe because it's a transfer of energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm so much here for it, you guys. I'm loving it. Why I'm here tonight. I'm loving that I'm here to actually give people something that they need, not giving people a bunch of junk about nothing, but actually giving people, hope for that's something better out there for everybody. Even people who have lost their jobs, even with people who lost their health insurance, letting them know for the services that we do here at Change Happens with our ACA Navigators, being able to support our community and bringing out products that can actually take them throughout the year and keep them healthy in this season. I know y'all know one thing, COVID is here and COVID is real. But besides COVID, we're their counterparts. We're the ones who coming through the door saying, I'm going to equip you with some insurance that you're able to go see doctors, able to keep yourself healthy, able to keep your family healthy. And we're not here charging you any money for our services, but we're here loving what we do. Wendell, you asked me about my energy. My energy actually comes from the people that we serve in the community that we serve. My energy is like this all the time. I can have some of my consumers to call and they'll let you know that's her all day, every day. Because my thing is when you leave from any of our navigators at Change Happens, I promise you, we didn't leave you with junk. I promise you, we didn't leave you with a product that you're going to walk away with and you can't afford throughout the year. But we're going to make sure our community is taken care of. We're going to make sure that if we are working with the ACA, that we're giving you truth to life. Just like y'all got truth to power, we're going to give you truth to life. Because our thing is to keep you good and healthy and to keep you educated about how to stay healthy.
This is what ministry looks like. That's ministry. I love that.
That was the word. Stacey, tell us more about you.
With me, I'm actually the brand new ACA Navigator Program Coordinator here at Change Happens. We're a nonprofit organization. We're located in the heart of Third Ward. We try to let people know we're in the heart of it because our hearts are there to serve the people who's there. As well as I've been working for Change Happens for 8 years. I started in the youth department. I started working with the after school program. I've actually been an after school coordinator, but I knew there was more work to be done. So I wanted to take some of my teaching that I had in insurance. I used to be a life insurance agent. So after Change Happens came with the ACA grant. Who else to jump in but me? So I'm like, I'm for this. I know the lingo. I know about insurance. But the best thing was I didn't have to help people to make me be able to eat every day. I was actually able to serve people with a clean, good heart and a conscious mind and being able to give them what they need. I've been in this work of working with the community probably most of my life since I was 18 years old. I am a military veteran as well. I'm actually a disabled vet.
Your service. Thank you.
Yes, and you're very welcome. It was my pleasure. I'm a disabled vet. My thing is, when I left the military, I knew I was going to serve. And I just had to figure out how you're going to serve. I started out serving in church, working with women and children. then it promoted from there. Because if you know, like I know, your gifts will make room for you.
Yes.
And when they make room for you, that's not just for you to blow up and you to get all rich and you to have all these glamorous life, but it'll make room for you to share what you have. And I got knowledge from the ACA. And when I learned about ACA and how much power it had behind it and what it meant to come into our community and give them great insurance, private insurance. That's why I always have to remind people, these are private companies that we're putting people with. And we're showing them how to navigate through the insurance, navigate through the application, navigate on lingo when we're using the insurance, because we are ACA navigators and we're navigating them to coverage, to care as well. So we're not the people who come in and give you insurance, tell you how much you're going to pay, and then we'll send you on your way. No, we work all year round. And if you're having issues with getting to the doctor, you're having issues and getting your insurance card after you paid that premium, it's my job to be their liaison, to stand between you and the health insurance, to stand between you and the marketplace. And the marketplace is giving almost 85% of people who I sit with a subsidy. And with that subsidy, people are like, what is that? The premium tax credit is one of the greatest things that we can bring to our community, because that's saying I can give you a $600 health insurance that most people have that's in the upper echelon. They pay this every month, but the federal government can help me pay for it, and I can go see a doctor at the same level as you going to see the doctor because my income qualified me for it. And my family can get the things that they need as well, and not getting shabby insurances.
But you know,
go ahead.
To this. So, do you believe that the ACA has become politicized?
Of course, it has become. ACA started out in politics. If you can remember in 2013 when ACA first started, ACA was one of the things they never wanted to hit the ground. They never wanted that thing to walk and come alive. They never wanted to go into the ground and you put water on it and the seed came up. But the seed has come up and the plants have come up. And I've seen many people's lives change. Y'all, this is nothing that I'm selling to anyone. I'm telling you, I've seen people's lives change, have major surgeries, $80,000 and $90,000 surgeries. And that because we sit there as a navigator and we help them get the right plan, that these people never knew they had these ailments in their bodies. That's the thing. And they found out they had the ailments because why? They had insurance now. They can go get preventive care. And during the preventive care, they found out they had cancer. They found out they had heart disease. And they were able to get surgeries, heart surgeries. I just had a consumer who called me crying saying, thank you. Because if it wasn't for you, for the last 3 years enrolling me in health insurance, my wife and I would have went through financial ruins with health insurance. So I know this thing works. And of course, it's politicized. Because my thing is, if you're already got it on your end, a lot of people don't try to think about the low man on the other end. They don't think about the underserved or the uninsured and the underinsured and the low income people. They don't think about that in their daily lives. So that's why it takes people like we at Change Happens with the ACA Navigator program to love what we do. Even when we're interviewing for this position, we want to make sure that your life believe in serving others. I'm a military vet. Of course, I have insurance because I'm a veteran and I'm a disabled vet. But my job don't stop there because I have insurance. I need to make sure everybody around me, every community that I'm serving, I'm also a community health worker as well. And I'm also a community partner as well. So we do CHIP and Medicaid. We refer out for Medicare. So my whole life is serving someone else, even with the services that I don't need. And I know you need them. So I do believe it's not become politicized. It started out in politics.
So when you say, well, I'm gonna piggyback off of that, but I want to make sure that the viewers know, just in case y'all didn't know, when we say ACA, we're talking about the Affordable Care Act, AKA Obamacare, right? So I'm going to piggyback off of Candace before I go to the next question. But when we're talking about political, it becoming politicized so much, do you think just by giving it that title, Obamacare, do you think that may have deterred some people, mainly non-Black, from getting from applying for it or getting it because of the connection?
Window, let me tell you, it's not just for non-Blacks who it deterred even our community. I hate to say that, but it's the God honest truth. It deterred a lot of people who actually need these services, not just our community, because you will be surprised. It's our community who are less covered in its insurance who actually qualify more.
Oh, wow.
But didn't come because AKA Obamacare, the name.
Wow.
But it's the other community, the other races who are covered in this insurance.
Wow.
People who have sit at my table, Republican, Democrats, and both, and whomever, have gotten insurance sitting there with us. But it's mostly in our own backyard window. And I'm sorry.
Wow.
Audience, today is the day, and they say truth to power, I'm bringing it. Today is the day for us to find out. We are the ones who actually need this. We are the ones for years having did preventive care. And because someone threw that little name in there, Obamacare, we looked as if it was nothing. People say, oh, I don't want to be on that government insurance. I don't want to be on that Obamacare. Lots of people. And when I finish with them in 30 minutes, and every time I love doing it, I wish I could have a camera in there, but because it's federal insurance, you can't do any of that. I change people's faces, their hearts, and their minds. I promise you I do.
So they already came in there with a certain type of stereotype, just like they did back in the day with the gold card. And all
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am,
Well,
Dr. Matthews.
It's socio-conditioning. It's socio-conditioning. No one wants to be Black people. Black folk don't like being connected to welfare types of things. So the politicizing of it became Obamacare meant you were poor. You could not afford it. And so it's a silence. Wow.
And it meant nothing like that at all. Because everyone who goes into the marketplace and they get any type of subsidy, you have to meet 100 to 400% of the federal poverty level line. If you're under that poverty level line, you won't go into marketplace with a subsidy because they're smart enough to know if you're not able to put any portion of money into healthcare, we're not going to send you to financial ruins. But it was actually for the working people. It was actually for the self-employed person. It was actually for the sick person who used to have out-of-pocket maxes of $1 million to $10 million. Children were born into out-of-pocket maxes already met them at $10 million because they were born with diseases. This Obamacare or the Marketplace Health Insurance or the Affordable Care Act, it actually was meant to change people's lives to have better care. Had nothing to do with your social stance. Had nothing to do with economics. It actually had to do with making America better when it came to our care and health care and being able to see dentists, being able to go get your eyes checked the way you're supposed to. So with the political sides of it, we all need to drop that and know what we need, especially in the midst of this pandemic. Because knowing that I'm going through doors with health insurance and I can get a bed, and then going through doors without health insurance, if they actually gonna give me a bed or I'm gonna go home and die.
And I just find that interesting too, because it's like I find that interesting as well, because how you just gonna sit up here and try to stereotype the ACA, but then you'll go run over there and go use somebody else's Lone Star card.
And that's what that education. That's what my education come in at the table. And I'm here for it at all times. And my whole thing is, y'all, as navigators, I believe we fight harder for other people's health and their well-being than they fighting for their own. A lot of times when I say we're fighting for them, we'll get on that phone with a representative and we'll act as if that's our mother, our grandmother, our fathers, as well as our grandfathers, our brothers, our sisters. And we're on that phone, we're fighting to make sure you get everything that you're eligible for. At the end of the day, this is not about how socially you are, how much money you have. This is about, do I have the adequate care that I need? Can I afford to keep it?
So you brought up a really good point. So what about, individuals who have access to insurance through their employment. But the cost of the insurance for the coverage for themselves, and if they have dependents, is so much that they don't get it. They opt out of it. So what do you tell those individuals?
So for those individuals, this is the sad side of it, who employer offers them health insurance on their job. Most of the time, the insurance is not uncostly for the employee. The insurance comes uncostly when you add those dependents. So we're still fighting that fight of letting employers know, stop offering health insurance to people's families if you're not offering to help pay for it. Because if you offer it to them, they can't go in the marketplace to get a premium tax credit because you offer them health insurance that they cannot afford. So we can do an affordability test, but the affordability test is called, look this up later, the family glitch. That family glitch says if it's affordable for the employee, the whole entire family has to take it.
Wow.
I just learned something.
Are you serious?
And it's affordable for one person. So the ACA is not perfect, like we tell everybody. So it's still a work in progress. That's one of the things since I've been in the marketplace I never liked was the family glitch, because you're going off one person's when they can afford their insurance, but you're going off the entire household income. And saying if the household income can cover the employee, that means the family has to take the insurance too, even if it could take them through financial ruins.
Wow.
So that's a glitch that we must keep fighting for.
Yeah, Stacey, let me ask you this. Can you break down the process? Can you break down that entire process? That what does it take from like not start to finish? But say I walk into your office right now, and I say, okay, well, I make 75 a year, but I'm a single man with no kids. What would that process look like for me compared to a man that is making 30,000, but he has a wife and 3 kids, but he's the only breadwinner in the family? What would the process differ? How would it differ?
Okay, for a single male who's making $75,000, I can tell you up front, you're over the 400% poverty level line. So you won't qualify for any premium tax credits or any subsidy. But you can purchase health insurance through the marketplace. So that still can be affordable to you, but you won't get any assistance paying for it. That man with the $30,000 and the 2 kids and the wife coming through my doors, he will qualify for that subsidy. His children may go to Medicaid or CHIP, because through the marketplace, that one application goes through 3 or 4 doors. If you qualify for CHIP or Medicaid, your children, our application will go directly to CHIP or Medicaid for your children. So we're qualifying for them too. And that husband and wife, we can cover them in the marketplace, and they will get a huge subsidy. Have you ever thought about 2 people getting health insurance and the whole household pay $60 for a husband and a wife?
Are you serious?
Wow.
Oh, I am.
That is amazing.
See how resourceful this is, everybody?
Absolutely.
You leave something with the power. You leave with something. I'm telling you, I'm just leaving with something right now. Like, that's amazing. So, well, let me ask you this. What about is the ACA separate health care from your employer?
The companies are not. Both of them are still private health insurance. The difference between the insurance that your employer offer you and what Marketplace offer you, your employer is going to offer you 2 to 3 plans. Marketplace is going to offer you 60 to 80 plans and maybe 5 different carriers. That's why it's called the Marketplace. It's like you're shopping, going through there. And ladies, we know we love to shop. So this is something actually for our health. Wendell, like, he loves to shop too, because baby, he stay clean, he stay fly. So going through the Marketplace, you have many options. And at the end of the day, you're going to choose what you walk out of there with, what bag you walk out of there with. So if you walk out with a Blue Cross Blue Shield bag, or Molina bag, Community Health Choice, Friday Health Insurance, Oscar Insurance, and better insurance. So it's like 6 to 7 different companies with almost 80 plans in there. So the job insurance only going to offer you 2 to 3 plans. Say, hey, take one or the other
from the same company.
From the same company.
Yeah, and you can choose as an owner like who you want to try to use for your specific business. So like with mine, we use Humana. And so like years before that, we had United, but then United had went up on their pricing. So then that's when I was like, okay, if we're paying 60% of their insurance, then they pay 40%, and then we pay 100% for their dental and vision. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you get more bang for your buck.
You do. Exactly.
Otherwise, like she said, they'll be running around here.
And it's this one or that one. It's never, we have 15 plans that you can look over and figure it out with your family what you want. We have 2 to 3 plans. Right. And that's what we have to offer you. Either take it, you have nothing.
Right. So that makes sense though when it comes to your position and how vital the navigators are, because now you're really walking individuals through these choices.
Yes.
And
yes, we are.
And so are you asking them questions like, what do you need?
The whole entire time. Okay. I let people know when we first start out from our privacy statement that we give them, because that's how it begins, Wendell. We start out with a privacy statement, letting people know we don't share your information with any third party. We don't even share information with inside of our other navigators. You will always be called my consumer. I will never say your first or your last name as my consumer. And with that, what we do is we walk them through every state and we're asking them questions the whole time. And in our privacy statement, we tell you everything I ask you during this meeting, it's to help you, your benefit. It's to make sure you have the right plan. It's for you to have the plan that you can afford. It's for me to make sure you get what's important to you. And then when we get to the plans, I reiterate that or I restate that and tell them, hey, what's important to you while we're looking for health insurance? So we won't have to look through 80 plans, because it never takes over 80. The most plans I think I've ever looked through is maybe 20, 21, 22 for a consumer. Because we wanted to make sure they had the right deductible, they had the right copay and co-insurances, because insurance have changed so much. Now you have copay and co-insurances. So you have them both. And we want to make sure we maximize. So the copay could be that $30 that you pay when you go see the doctor. But that co-insurance could be that missing secret number, that percentage. So you will pay 25% instead of $25 of that specialist bill. 25 of what? You don't know. So I'd like to lean people most towards knowing what the copay and the co-insurance is and what's the difference to it. And when they figure out what the co-insurance, they're like, okay, I don't want to plan with a lot of co-insurances because I won't know what's 10% of the emergency bill. But I do know what $600 of emergency room bill is.
Right.
A lot of people, so I like to link that when I'm teaching them and educating them on it. Most of our
good, because I mean you want to be educated with that, because and then what I found interesting too was that when we had United that one year, like that copay was high, especially when you will go to the emergency room and things like that. So then I end up turning around and offering supplemental insurance as well on top of that. So like with supplemental insurance, I'm sure like if you go to the emergency room, you gonna get a check. Okay, my sister was in there trying to fry some chicken and burnt that hand. My sister got $1,500 for that little burn on that hand.
Like with some good Aflac or something.
Baby, right? I got paid by 25 racks going in to go have a baby.
Yeah, having that Aflac, having those different supplements.
Tell the Black people that. Mine was with Allstate. They don't tell us that.
I'm mad because I have Affleck, and when I burned my leg frying chicken this summer, I didn't even think about that. Is it too late?
Probably so. I'm sure
I have Affleck.
Like 90 to 120 days.
You supposed to your stuff for me.
I didn't even think about my Affleck.
Yes,
I've never.
Check this out. When I and because I could talk about this. Because like when I turn around and I had my kids, right? So I got maternity disability, right? Then on top of that, I got another stipend, and all of that came out to be like $20,000 to $25,000 off the rip. But you got to do all, fill out all your papers, your doctor, fill out all your papers and all that stuff. And you got to put it all together. Then I turned around and I had went to the emergency room for a boil, right? I had a boil on my arm. I went to one of the little ER places and I had a boil, and your girl got a $2,500 check just for going for a boil.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to click on that.
Like a very interesting place though, because now you're talking about access to the marketplace, and then supplemental insurance, which many of us may not even know about, having access to it, getting it, the benefits of having it. But then that leads into like, what are the consequences though? Like when you don't know this information, how to get access to the marketplace, what supplemental insurance is, being able to afford the insurance that your employer is providing, then that gets us to a place of the consequences of not having any type of medical coverage and potential bankruptcy or financial ruin because of medical expenses.
But exactly, do that too, Dr. Johnson. With the supplemental insurance, I forgot to add as well, it's even preventatives, right? So when you go for your well woman, you get a check for that.
Now, marketplace insurance do have those, Dr. Matthews. They do have a lot of that.
Yeah, and see, and what I found interesting, you know how I found out about it? Because they didn't know I was Black until they got here.
Okay.
What?
I'm going to say this again. How I found out about the supplemental insurance. Because keep in mind, we always had life insurance, right? So this was a company who I was going to go through and had them to come in, right? So Candace, that could be any person can have that name, right? Matthews, that could be any person had that name. Right? They come in this office. Yeah, you talking to Candace. What's up with that supplemental insurance you were saying? Yeah, all of it. Because I've been giving it to Becky for years. Now you can everybody else. Come on off of it.
Oh, okay.
So do y'all offer supplemental insurance through the ACA or no? Through the marketplace?
No, that will be outside of the marketplace. But they do have what she just was talking about. When you get your annual checkup done and when you go get certain preventive care things done, they actually send you gift cards from a lot of the health insurance companies because they're private health insurance companies. Right. So they're actually paying you to go take care of yourself.
So that's good to know. So that is an incentive. Because, I mean, a lot of times we get too busy, we get too tired, we get upset, we're afraid to go, because we think something could be, drastically wrong. And so then that's just ways of helping people also to go get your well woman, go get your prostate check, go get your EK, your yearly exam, whatever it is.
Exactly.
And then you get a
catch, like we use want to know about the catch with supplemental insurance. You have to have a business with so many employees in order to qualify to get it.
Okay.
So that's how come we don't know about
it. So you can't get supplemental insurance because I think my job.
You have to be within an actual like a group, like how we do with health insurance with our employees. You have to have so many employees. They do it by yourself.
Pay into that supplement.
Okay. So I think I have it.
Yeah. And that's why
it's a percentage. It's a percentage of who at the company. Because if it's 20 people and then one company has 50, they still have the same amount of percentage of people have to pay into that supplemental in order for it to work. Everything with health insurance actually has to do with the percentage of people who are in the insurance. That's how what makes marketplace works well. Because if the younger people get health insurance, that helps our senior people have better prices with their health insurance. Because if we had a bunch of sick people who were just getting health insurance, that wouldn't work with no health insurance.
Yeah,
but if you get the healthy people or the young people with to get the health insurance, or because not all young people is healthy. So, but the healthy people, the young people get health insurance, and then you get people who are older and people who are maybe young and sick get health insurance. That makes the balance of having affordable health insurance.
Yep. So that's what.
So it's funny you said that, Stacey, because this one company that I used to do contract work for, I was their director of operations, but it was contractual, so I didn't have to worry about their insurance. But one thing that they did there, the owner of the club, of the organization, which was a white Jew, but during this time it was 2015, and he was trying to figure out cracks and creeks, right? So his attorneys were helping him with it, and so he created a second business that was the same business, but he divided it up because he was afraid. It was when they thought that everybody was going to be forced to take on this Obamacare, and he was a diehard Republican. He hated Obama and he wanted no parts of it. So one of the things that he juggled was making everybody work 38 hours a week. That was one thing he juggled to try and get around being forced to insure them. And then the other thing was a percentage issue, whereas he had 300 employees, he was trying to break it up where it would look like on one side of the business, he only had like maybe 75. And the other, so I don't remember exactly what that was about, but he was trying to figure out routes around offering them health care.
That's crazy.
And it was just amazing to see the length they would go.
It was part of the law, actually, because if you have a certain amount of employees, you had to cover them and offer them some type of insurance. You didn't have to cover, but you had to offer them. See, and that's what I guess his lawyers wasn't picking up, because he could have offered y'all health insurance and didn't help you pay for it. Because you can offer your employees insurance and you don't have to help them pay for anything. They get the big tax write-off when you do offer them health insurance. And the market, from not being able to offer you guys health insurance, that could have been the greatest thing for his employees, because everybody could have came in the marketplace. Because he didn't offer it, that'll help you and your family get health insurance and get a subsidy through the marketplace. So I always look on the bright side of everything. Even though you don't want to cover me and my family can go in the marketplace and get assistance.
Right.
So can you just speak about go over, you've been waiting.
What about people when they're seeking out your insurance and they want to get help through the marketplace? How do you keep them, or how do they keep themselves from getting on a spam call list?
Through the marketplace, that's actually a federal website. Okay. CMS is actually a federal website that runs Medicaid, CHIP, and Medicare before Marketplace ever came about. So the same people who took those applications is the same people who are taking your application in the marketplace.
Okay.
So that's how you don't get on the spam list. Like I used to tell people, they've made almost 20 websites that looks just like healthcare.gov to make you think you're in the marketplace.
Right.
And they've been on those spam websites. So when someone said, I already did healthcare.gov, and about 30 people called me, that's when I can tell you, you have not did marketplace and 30 people called you. Because this is a federal website.
What do they need to be looking for? Since they have spam websites out there that look like it, how can they tell that they're on the correct website?
First of all, they won't have to tell really if you call a navigator, because we can actually tell for you. But second, if you think you can work through the application, look for Get 2021 Healthcare Coverage on healthcare.gov. So if you go on healthcare.gov, you'll see all the 20 other sites, and you'll see Get 2021 Healthcare.
So it's healthcare.gov.
Yes.
Gov. So that's the thing. Like, you need to be making sure that you're paying attention to the browser bar, because when you click on something and it takes you or reroutes you to another page, you need to look up at the one to make sure that it says HTTPS:// S is secured. And then you also need to make sure that it's the same website. It needs to say .gov. If it does not say .gov, then you have probably been taken to a fraudulent website.
And they've gotten even greater with that, with their work of making fraudulent sites, because now you can hit the .gov and it'll still give you at least 10 or 11 other sites. Oh yeah, they've gotten real good with it.
That's why it's not safe to Google. When you Google things and people just start clicking, don't click, baby. You need to make sure you're going to the right thing because they can pay. You know, you can pay for your advertisement to always be in that top 10, no matter what somebody is surfing with those keywords. And people normally click the first one because they think that's the real one. No. Can you talk about some of the consequences of medical bankruptcy?
Some of the consequences of medical bankruptcy is having bad health coming from that medical bankruptcy. So it's almost contradicts itself. You're trying to take care of your health, and the stress that comes from that takes you through the bankruptcy, and now here you're stressful and you're sick in your body, as well as people don't understand anything has financial ruin to it. That ends marriages. Having financial ruins to it, that makes people have less hope. They just throw up their hands and just like, I'm not seeing a doctor, I'm not seeing anyone, and they don't go anywhere. And as navigators, we just don't take you just do marketplace. We actually help you find the right door for you to go to. Because if you can't afford to go on the marketplace, we don't leave you there and throw you in the trash. Our job is to refer you to the next best thing for you and your health. And it could be the Harris Health System, which is the gold card. It could be chipper Medicaid for your children. Or it could be finding that FQHC, which is those clinics that charge you a fee for service or no fee at all because you don't have money. So our job is to get you through the right door. And going through financial ruins, actually, my biggest thing is it will take you to stress and almost death.
Yeah.
I've seen people break down and cry who were not educated when it came to health insurance. One lady had worked 25 years in her life for ExxonMobil. Exxon laid her off and never looked for a job in her life. Worked there 25 years. They laid her off. She got unemployment for 6 months. Didn't even know how to file an extension for a lady who's worked 25 years of her life, who ran all of her credit cards up, guys, to $55,000 to take care of her health. That's what financial ruins look like. Because she didn't know when she lost her insurance through ExxonMobil that if I got to a navigator, I could have got her some health insurance while she was on unemployment.
Wow.
And the lady's health actually began to deteriorate before she got to me. And she cried that hard. She was like, I've never been sick. I've never been without work. When I lost my job, I got sicker. And I began to use my credit cards to pay for medical bills and had to do none of that. But education is one of the most things and very important things as a navigator that we do. We just don't navigate you. We educate you through the navigation.
Yes.
And finding what you need and teaching you and your family, because it might not be your situation that we're teaching you that day, but you can tell somebody in your family and they could be helped.
Well, y'all that are watching, she is giving some valuable information.
Yes.
The thing is, if you know you don't have no health insurance, you need to go holler at Miss Stacey.
December the 15th, open enrollment ends.
When does it
end? You run around here and break a leg, you can't go see a doctor.
Right. December the 15th. Open enrollment ends on December the 15th. Or if you call me December the 16th, we're gonna fight and pull teeth to get you in the marketplace. But don't make me fight and pull teeth. Call me before December the 15th. You can reach a navigator at navigators@changehappens.tx.org. 713.
Say that one more time.
Navigators, that's with an S, at changehappens with an S, tx.org. And you can pull up our site. And on our site, you can go straight to a navigator and set up an appointment. We have a widget that you can set up your own appointment on there, as well as you can call us at 713-374-1282. 713-374-1282. And I promise you, within 24 hours, someone will be calling you to give you the assistance. A lot of people's like, how are y'all so patient working with everybody when it comes to open enrollment season, and y'all are not making a commission off of this? Because we work and serve with our heart. We know what we were getting into when we got into assisting our community, and we love what we do. Every time I talk about being a navigator and I tell people, oh, we're about to work 7 days a week, baby, for 45 days, they were like, who is that happy to work 7 days a week, 45 days straight? November 1 through December the 15th, I belong to my community.
Right.
My family know that. I'm a mother of 5. I've been married for over 20 years. My family know November the 1 through December the 15th, she belonged to the community. And I'm here to serve my community.
Can you say that website one more time? I just want to make sure we get that.
It's navigators at changehappens.tx.org.
Now, before we go, I would just be out of line with my overly political self to not have you at least just discuss with us a little bit of what's going on with the Supreme Court, with the status quo of with the Affordable Care Act going back right now. Can you just fill us in and give us a little update on that?
It's still a law.
Period.
And when I tell you at the end of the day, to me, that's it. That's all matters to me. It's still a law. It went before it, and now they're saying, like, literally, it's on the background, y'all. I promise you it is. They're not even concerned right now with so much going on around us. Right. It's still a law. And sooner I heard that hey, they voted, it's still a law, and they said, oh, we'll come back to it. Keep coming back to it. Because as we all know, if you find any product that people actually need, and not just being good, but it's good for them, it's hard to get rid of that thing.
Yes.
And I truly believe, and I stand behind this ACA, the Affordable Care Act, and the health insurance, because I've seen many things that it could do. And like I said, this is not a perfect thing, not by far, but I can bet your bottom dollar, 85% of this thing, it's working for people. And it's making changes in people in our community in their health.
And that's all that matters.
I work with a lot of people, even from different backgrounds, LGBTQ communities. When I say I have a lot of consumers, and that works with the Ryan White. See, people don't know. ACA worked with Ryan White. Ryan White helped pay a lot of people health insurance through the ACA.
Good.
As well as cancer patients. It's cancer patients that get different type of insurance that they're able to get the care they need.
Wow.
This thing is awesome. Elderly people. We have so many elderly people, y'all don't understand. You know how your grandmother didn't work and your grandfather didn't allow her to work different back in the days and stuff like that? She don't have any quarters of Social Security, especially if grandfather's still living. She can go in the marketplace. If people come here from foreign countries, guess what? Can go in the marketplace. It's people who make decent money go in the marketplace. Not everybody with a lowly story, a low income and this and that go through the marketplace. I deal with people go through the marketplace, guys, who are business owners who make over $100,000 a year. They're in the marketplace. I deal with people who own child care centers who want all their workers covered, that they can't afford to get them health insurance. They call me to set their employees up in the marketplace.
Right.
I'm telling you, I've seen things change.
I'm gonna tell you
pre-existence. Pre-existence care.
If my health insurance wasn't paid 100% because of my employees, I'd be at the marketplace. Okay. Do they play for plastic surgery too?
No, and you know it's hard even now with other, even with your regular private, that they don't want to pay for that no more. They took that out in 2014. Now that's one thing ACA did kind of stop. They kind of went. Now it has to be medically necessary for you to get it done.
Okay, y'all hear that, girls? Medically necessary. That means that doctor got to say you need it.
So even with your orthodontal care, they can take that as cosmetic under dental now. Because if it's saying cosmetic, they don't have to pay for it. But if it's medically necessary or dental, you can get it done through your health insurance.
Oh, wow.
Well, Stacey, you have been amazing.
Everybody. listen, girls, okay? Instead of using that income tax check, if you need to get the tummy tuck, it's medically necessary. Make sure that doctor said, and you can get it through the marketplace.
You can get that through your regular health insurance if they already got health insurance. If it's medically necessary.
Oh, look, y'all done learned something tonight. What about butt lifts?
They ain't paying for BBLs. They ain't right here paying for BBLs. What's medically necessary about that?
Stacey, you have been amazing.
Thank
you have been absolutely amazing. You are infectious. Like I want to hug you. But you have been awesome, and thank you so much for joining us here. And I think that,
I just had to tease about that because I mean, it was so much wealth of information though. Like on a serious note, she really did. But then I just had to throw that plastic surgery up.
Try to get that BBL in there.
Well, I mean, you know, some sisters actually need it, especially after they've had, you know,
multiple
infections. You
Some
know,
ladies are obese and they need that surgery, and that is medically necessary.
Right.
Well, baby,
for your health.
When I did the gastric sleeve, I had to go to tier 1 to go get mine done because they was trying to make me go through hoops, and then they said that I wasn't big enough to get it. I was tier 1.
Well, that's another show.
And I'm
That's another show. But Stacey, thank you so much for joining us. Guys, make sure y'all share us. Share. We're on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We are Truth to Power Uncut. And if you have a second, go to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe. It doesn't cost a penny, and it takes less than 1 second if you move fast enough. So we thank you so much, Stacey, for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Johnson, Dr. Matthews. Give a shout out to our producer, Dr. Goodluck. This has been absolutely amazing. Like Dr. Candace said earlier in the show, that the beauty is we're always able to give people something that they did not necessarily know or maybe knew, but didn't actually understand how to process it, including us, because you've given me a lot of speaking points for when I'm talking to people. Thank God I'm insured, but when I'm talking to people that are not insured, you gave me great advice for them. And that's what community is all about. Dr. Matthews, I know you got something good for us.
I'm going to tell y'all like this here. I'm going to have to let some of these, before I go to the quote, I'm going to have to let some of these young ladies that's in the stripping game, I need to let them know so they can get some insurance. So just in case
yes, ma'am.
live on that
ma'am.
you need to know where to go get some insurance at.
So and that's for real.
And that's square business.
Yeah.
So,
and the kids, because they always have kids.
Yes, because
not always.
Ladies, you qualify.
I'm so stereotypical.
December 15th. You heard what she said. Right.
That's why I be needing the identity professor. She shuts me. Not always.
Also, guys, y'all just let people know I go anywhere to serve my community. You're talking about the script club. I will meet them there. If I have to meet you at the script club and it's 5 or 6 women there, we will be there to support them. We don't just go to the churches and talk to the churches. We don't just go to the community centers. We don't just go out into the community. We will go wherever we are needed to assist our community.
Call a couple of the strip club owners to see if I can get you to go in there to get them girls covered.
I go and
I want to get
everywhere.
Well, I want to, since y'all are the heart of Third Ward, I need to set up so y'all can be with the heart and soul of Texas Southern at Texas Southern University, where those kids, I think that we have to start grooming these people young and get them so that they can already be elevated. And so this is perfect education for them right now, because they have mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, cousins that are not insured, that are dying, literally dying, and they are somewhere killing themselves because they're not getting the access that is open to them. And so they're sitting solidly dying. I just had a friend to die less than 3 weeks ago, and I don't want to go into that, but I'm still mad at him. even in the grave, because he was dealing with things that he did not want to share, and he had access, but he was so busy being silent that it snuck up on him. And his mother told me that she told him to go to the emergency room. He said, I'm going to go to sleep and see how I feel in the morning. And he never woke up again. And he just made 40. Not even it was February of this year. He just made 40. So we have to start sharing these words, this knowledge, this communication, this education. We have to share. We got to pull people out of their ignorances. We have to stop from believing that it's bad to say I need help. It's not bad to say I need help. It's bad to sit there and kill yourself and leave people that have to live in convictions of what could I have done. So thank you. Thank you.
Wendell, I just want to say another thing. We all think about our physical health, but do you know that having health insurance help your mental health?
Yes,
you're able to go see a psychiatrist if you have health insurance. You're able to go see a therapist if you have health insurance. You're able to even get help from drug addiction. You're able to get, all of that goes under your health, having health insurance.
To lose weight and
losing
not get surgery.
Yes.
You can go and see a nutritionist.
And our people have what? Most of us have high blood pressure. Most of us have some type of heart disease or something like that. Right. And our thing is being able to going through that preventive care before we're almost to our deathbeds. So having that mental health, I'm a big mental health advocate as well. I like people to go to therapy, especially our community, and know that it's okay. So that's just like having diabetes. Mental health is just like having diabetes. You got it? So now you need to do what it takes to make it better in you. And you can get the help. Like your friend, Wendell, I hate to hear that. I just lost a friend too at Change Happens, 40 years old. And he died.
Yeah, we're talking about the same person, actually. Yeah.
And
we're
he
talking about the
actually
same
turned 40
person.
in September. He died, he turned 40 September the 17th. The 17th.
Yeah.
And when I say brokenhearted, I'm still, and I'm like I just told Nathan, our other mutual friend, that I'm going back to therapy. I did therapy for a year, and I tell everybody, baby, it was the greatest thing that I ever could have done for myself. So those who out there who don't have health insurance, who need to see a therapist or a psychiatrist, get the health insurance, not because you're worried about being sick physically, but mentally. Take care of your mentally with your health insurance. Walk away with a zero copay or a zero deductible to go see a doctor. There are zero deductibles in the marketplace, which means the health insurance is paying 100% of your care starting out. So to everybody out there, if you've heard nothing else I've said tonight, listen to this. Come and see a navigator. Don't disqualify yourself. Don't say, I won't qualify for that. Allow us to assist you. Allow us to take you and your family health to a whole nother level.
Yes.
With the next 2021. 2020 haven't been all cherries and smiles this year. But I believe 2021 will be the year that it will change each and every last one of our minds. These last 4 years, we're going to put them behind us, and we're going to move forward to greater and better things. I'm here, Stacey Thompson, as an ACA Navigator, the program coordinator. We are here to help. That's our signature saying. We are here to help. So we're going to help you all the way at no cost to you for our services.
Well, you have helped us tonight.
Yes, absolutely. You gave us so much info, and baby, we're gonna get you in there to get them strippers insured, honey, because I know I got some kin folks that need that.
We're here for it, and I promise you we are. We are here for it. Our whole thing is getting people in our community that we serve. Oh, we serve 32 counties. Let me put that out there. 32 counties. All over. So don't say, my cousin lived in Nacogdoches. We just left Nacogdoches and Lufkin last Saturday, and we did an open enrollment there. And we're going back in December. So we travel. So our thing is, if you need us, we can come see about you.
And the day is
December the 15th. And we can see you in person, by phone, or virtually, by Zoom or Microsoft Teams. we can get your appointment done. If you don't want to come out because COVID-19 is running rapidly, we understand. We can get it done over the phone or virtually.
It's no excuse, people. No excuse. Well, we thank you so much, Stacey, for coming on with us. I'm definitely going to talk with you offline so I can get some of my cousins together.
Yes, ma'am. Wendell, let me say thank you before I leave, because I never want to not say this and we don't have another time to talk again. Thank you for what you did for my daughter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love it.
When I say she loved you to death, thank you for what you did. And look, I never thought I was going to ever cross this path. And look, and I thank you. And I do want to say that personally, in your face and behind your back. You did a good job.
Thank you so much. And I love her to pieces. I love her to pieces.
I love it.
So, Dr. Matthews, do you have a quote for us? We love to end with a quote.
I sure do. And it's an accountability quote. Take accountability. Blame is the water in which many dreams and relationships drown. Steve Maraboli.
My God.
So I would say it again. Take accountability. So we talking about this insurance, people. You better take accountability and go get yourself signed up by December 15th. So I'm going to say this again. Take accountability. Blame is the water in which many dreams and relationships drown. Steve Maraboli.
Wow. Well, with that said, thank you all. Y'all have a great night. You've given us so much, and we're going to take it. And we're going to take it on our journey. So thank you, Dr. Matthews, as always. Well, I see you over there drinking your cleanser. Amen. But Dr. Matthews, Dr. Johnson, and Stacey, thank you all, and y'all have a great evening and good night.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
And may the shade be with you.
I ask no favor for my sex. All I ask of our brethren is that they take their feet off our necks.
And that little girl was me.